Veritas in tenebris. Lumen ad revelationem.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Obscure Testament. Today, we step into the misty corridors of London's dark history, a tale whispered through centuries, echoing between the cold stone walls of the Bank of England itself. This is the story of Sarah Whitehead, the woman who became known as the Black Nun. In the early 1800s, the Bank of England wasn't just the heart of Britain's economy. It was also a fortress of secrets, shadows, and scandal. Among its many clerks was a young man named Philip Whitehead, known for his intelligence, precision, and charm. But in 1811, everything changed. Philip was accused of forging banknotes, a serious crime that in those days was punishable by death. When the trial came, the evidence was damning. Despite his pleas of innocence, Philip Whitehead was found guilty and sentenced to hang. His family was devastated, but no one took it harder than his devoted sister, Sarah. She was a quiet, gentle woman who loved her brother dearly and refused to believe he was guilty. When Philip was executed, no one told Sarah immediately. Days turned into weeks, and she grew increasingly worried. She went to the Bank of England again and again, asking, "Where is my brother? Why hasn't he come home?" The clerks, uncomfortable and uncertain how to tell her, would avoid her questions. Some even lied, saying he had been sent away on business. But Sarah was persistent. Each day, she would arrive dressed in black mourning clothes, searching for answers. When she finally learned the truth, that her brother had been executed for forgery, something inside her broke. Her grief turned into madness. She refused to accept it. She began to wander the streets near the bank, asking every passerby if they had seen Philip. "Have you seen my brother?" she would ask, her eyes wild and lost. "He works at the bank. His name is Philip Whitehead." The people of London began to whisper. The sight of the pale woman in black, her face veiled, became a familiar one around Threadneedle Street. Day after day, year after year, she appeared before the grand iron gates of the Bank of England, searching for her brother who would never return. Time passed. Employees came and went. London changed. But Sarah remained, always dressed in her widow's black, always carrying the same sorrowful question. Even when she was shooed away by guards or mocked by cruel strangers, she came back. Her shoes wore thin, her veil tattered, but her routine never wavered. Eventually, she stopped speaking altogether. She would simply stand outside the bank, silent, unmoving, watching the doors as if waiting for someone to emerge. And then, one cold winter morning, she didn't come. For the first time in years, the bank's employees did not see the Black Nun waiting outside. They later found her lifeless body in a small lodging nearby. She had died alone, clutching a faded portrait of her brother. The people of London mourned her in their own quiet way, but her story didn't end there. Soon after her death, strange things began happening at the Bank of England. Guards reported hearing footsteps echoing through the hallways at night, though no one was there. Papers would rustle as if touched by invisible hands. Some said they heard the faint whisper of a woman's voice asking, "Have you seen my brother?" The most chilling encounters, however, came from those who claimed to see her Sarah Whitehead herself. Witnesses described a woman dressed entirely in black, her face hidden beneath a dark veil, gliding silently through the bank's corridors, or standing motionless in the courtyard. One night, a guard patrolling the courtyard felt a sudden chill. When he turned, he saw her standing by the old gate, staring through him. Her face, pale and sorrowful, appeared ghostly in the moonlight. When he spoke, she vanished without a trace. The next morning, he resigned. Stories of the Black Nun spread across London. Some said she appeared only to those who had stolen or committed fraud within the bank, as if seeking justice for her brother. Others believed she was simply trapped by her own sorrow, doomed to wander forever in search of him. Even today, more than 2 centuries later, there are reports from night security staff and maintenance workers who claim to have seen her. A flicker of movement on the security cameras, a cold gust in a sealed corridor. A figure in black glimpsed from the corner of the eye. There's one particular story from the 1970s that still haunts the bank. A night guard new to the job was checking the basement vaults when he saw an old-fashioned figure in black walking ahead of him. Thinking it was a colleague, he called out, but she didn't turn. He followed her down the corridor, and when she reached the wall, she simply disappeared. Terrified, he ran upstairs, only to be told by older guards, "You've met the Black Nun." Many paranormal investigators have tried to capture evidence of Sarah Whitehead's spirit. Some claim to have recorded faint whispers or felt sudden icy temperatures near the old courtyard. Others believe she's a guardian spirit, forever linked to the bank that took her brother's life. But those who have seen her say the same thing. She doesn't harm anyone. She only watches, waiting, hoping to find her lost brother among the living. Perhaps she still walks the cobblestones of Threadneedle Street when the night grows quiet and the city sleeps. Her black veil fluttering in the London fog, her voice carried on the wind. "Have you seen my brother?" Her story remains one of the most enduring legends in British ghost lore, a tale of love, madness, and eternal mourning. So if you ever find yourself outside the Bank of England late at night, and you feel a sudden chill, don't look too long into the shadows. You might just see her, the Black Nun of Threadneedle Street, still searching for a brother who never came home. Thank you for watching Obscure Testament. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories from the shadows.